Hey guys, we are back with day 2 of circles. So like I said, we learned about central and inscribed angles last video. This time we have to learn about the last 2 angles. So our learning target is that I will be able to find the measures of arcs and angles inside and outside of circles. So before we learn new stuff, let's do a quick review. So right here I've got my angle formed at the center, so that tells me that it is a central angle. I see that the arc here is 70. Well, I know that in central angles the angle is equal to the arc, so x equals 70 degrees. So in my ice cream cone right here, angles formed at the center, I remember, were equal. Alright, next up I have this angle here, which if you didn't already guess is going to be our inscribed angle. And you can tell because it's 2 chords meeting at one point and the angle is inscribed. So for our inscribed angles, we always say that the angle is equal to 1/2 times the arc. So my arc here is 70. So 1/2 times 70 gives me an angle of 35 degrees. So x equals 35. So taking that back over here to our ice cream cone, inscribed was anything on the circle, so we're going to put it right here on our ice cream cone. We said that you just multiply by 1/2, so I just write in 1/2. Alright, now let's take it down to our 2 new angles. So first we have an interior angle. So interior is an angle inside the circle. So hopefully that will help you remember it. The formula here looks a little bit more confusing, but the ice cream cone is going to help us. The thing that you want to notice is my angle here is involving 2 different arcs. So I've got this pink arc here, ABC, and my green arc here, DFG. So when I see where the angle is, X, I usually like to sometimes draw a little line, like a dotted line with arrows, pointing straight out so I know which arcs I'm looking at, because there's also arcs over here, but I don't want to use those for this equation. So let's try an example right below. So it says, given the circle below, find x. So I see that x is this angle right here. Like I said, I'm going to kind of draw those little dotted lines to see where my arcs are. So that points me that my first arc is going to be right here, A to C, which is 180. And then I see that my next arc is E to D, 120. So now I need to fill in my formula from up here. So my angle, x, is equal to 1/2 times my first arc in pink plus my other arc here in green. Alright, and if I type this in my calculator, you can type it in all at once or take it step by step. So 1/2 times 180 plus 120 is 300, excuse me. And so 1/2 times 300 gives me an angle of 150 degrees. So x right here is 150. Alright, last thing I want you to do with interior angles is slide your paper back up to our ice cream cone. So interior, as you saw here, is inside the circle. It's not at the center, it's not on the circle, it's inside. So inside my circle right here on my ice cream cone, I'm going to write 1/2 plus so that I remember I'm using 1/2, but in my parentheses I am using a plus. And that is important because now we will move to exterior angles. So exterior angles are angles outside the circle. And the reason the plus is so important is because in our exterior formula we have a minus instead. So you definitely don't want to get these 2 situations mixed up. Alright, again, if we look at our angle of x here, you can see it's outside the circle because it's actually outside the circle. Even though there are chords in the circle, our angle is down here. So an easy way to remember this is if you think of a flashlight and you're shining a flashlight through here, you see that it makes this beam of light all the way through. So that helps us see that my arc is in the beam of light, and then my other arc is as well. So I want to ignore these outside arcs. So this green one here, X, Y, Z, and then A, B, C is this pink arc. The arcs are also important here because you need to subtract the smaller arc from the larger arc. So shine the flashlight through. The smaller arc is going to go at the end of the formula and the bigger one at the beginning. Alright, so let's just do 2 quick examples with our exterior angle. So right down here, I see that X is here. So if I think of that flashlight shining through, making this beam, I see that I've got one arc here. My bigger one is 140. And my smaller one here is 30. So using my formula, I have that X equals 1/2 times 140. This time it's minus 30. So now if I type that in my calculator, or if I take it step by step, 140 minus 30 is 110. 110 times 1/2 gives you X equals 55 degrees. So again, let's slide back up to our ice cream cone and fill in the last part. So our angle is anything outside of it. So outside of our ice cream cone here is 1/2 minus. So outside of the circle down in the cone part of the ice cream cone. Alright, there's one more example I want to do with you guys just because it's a little bit trickier, but you are still going to do awesome. So this example down here, is it interior or exterior? Alright, I hope you said exterior angle because this X is outside of the circle. So I'm going to think of my flashlight here and shining my light through these beams. So I see that my bigger arc is going to be right here, so from these points. And my smaller arc is along here. So this time I know what my smaller arc is. It's 134, but I don't know what the pink arc is yet. And then I've also got this random little extra part that is 12 degrees. So before I can even do my formula to find X, I'm going to have to find this pink arc first. So I'm going to draw an arrow up here. How much is all the way around a circle again? Awesome, it's 360 degrees. So 360, I'm going to take away 134 that I know. And I'm going to take away this weird little 12 here, because getting rid of these 2 parts that I know is going to leave me with the pink arc that I need. So if you type that in your calculator, you will see that you get 214 degrees. So now I know this arc, and I can use my formula. So X equals 1/2 times 214 minus 134. And if you type that in your calculator, you will get that X equals 40 degrees. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you in class tomorrow.